Hey folks, it's Lucy with Ballyhoo Creations, and this is the video tutorial for the bunny head that you make in the hoop of your embroidery machine. You can pair it with any of the bodies from ballyhoocreations.com to make a complete bunny. Stitch color 1 onto your cutaway or mesh stabilizer for a placement where to put the fabric for the ears. And then place the fabric right side up over your placement stitches. Now stitch color 2 to tack down the fabric onto the stabilizer. Stitch color 3 to put the pink inside of the ears. You can use any color you like. After the inside of the ears are stitched, you take the back fabric and place it face down over those ears, and then stitch color 5 to stitch your seams. Remove the ears from the hoop, cut them out. On the stabilizer side, your placement stitch should be visible, and you can use that as a cutting guide to cut out your ears. Make sure you don't cut the seam that's holding the two sides together. After your ears are cut out, it's easiest to use a pair of hemostats for turning small pieces inside out. Just reach in between the two layers of fabric. Open your hemostats up and then put the edge in and clamp down, and then by squeezing at the top we can get it turned inside out. And then hemostats are also good to open that up. To stitch the face, stitch color 1, which places an outline on your stabilizer. You want to use, again, a cutaway or mesh stabilizer, not a tearaway for this. And then place your front fabric, your face fabric, right side up to cover the placement stitches. This will tack our fabric down to the stabilizer. Stitch color 3 to do the face details. If you want to, you can do an applique nose on the bunny by just putting any kind of fabric over that nose area and stitch the outline. You could skip the nose applique and just do the triple stitch border around the nose, and then after it stitches the nose, it's going to move up to the ear and take a few stitches to make sure the needle is in the proper place before stitching down the ears. After you've stitched down the nose, you want to go ahead and cut away the excess to make sure that there's not any excess that's going to get caught in your seams on either side. You don't have to trim it exactly to size to the nose yet. We can do that later. Now we're going to place the right ear. It goes stitch side down, and you've got a little ear box up here at the top. You want to make sure that the ear fits in that box. You also want to make sure that the point of the ear is not outside of the neck area. And our needle should be in place there, so that as soon as it starts stitching, it will tack that ear down for us. It starts in the middle, it goes to one side, then the next side, so that it won't dislodge your ear. Now it's going to move to the left side and take a few stitches just to make sure the needle is in the center of the ear. Now we do the same thing with the left ear. Stitch side goes down, put the top in the ear box, make sure that it's in the middle of the neck there, and go ahead and start stitching. After the left ear is tacked down, the machine is going to stitch down towards the neck area just to get ready for the next step. We're going to place the back fabric, right side goes down, and just cover the whole thing. And then stitch color 7 to do the seams around the head. Go ahead and remove the project from your hoop, and the stabilizer should have the outline of the placement stitch. That's where you can cut everything out. I'm going to go ahead and cut across the bottom here. Make sure you have really sharp scissors if you're using thick fabrics here. Make sure you leave extra at the top to tuck in after we're finished stuffing. Now we're going to turn it inside out from the top And this, you don't even need any tools for this. You should be able to do this with your hands. You do not need to turn the neck inside out. We're going to put the neck of the body is going to fit up inside there when we're done. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim the rest of the nose applique. Just pushing up my finger right there so I can get right up on the edge. Go ahead and get your ears kind of pulled up. And because you can see my stitching, you want to use something that matches your fabric here. I was doing this for demonstration purposes so you can see my green stitches. But that's okay, because we know that this little stitch here at the top is where we want to turn this all inside when we're ready to close it up. Now I've already made the body. It's a different set of instructions in video. This is just the basic body, small size. And then stuff the head. And then you tuck that in. And this is where you can either hand stitch this opening at the top, or I like to use just a little bit of glue. I like to use Fabrifix. And just squirt some. Got way too much on there. But that's okay. I'm gonna hide it on the inside when I'm done. Here's a trick. Get a pin and just tuck that in there. Clips are good for holding things while the glue dries. And this rabbit head, 3 clips works really nice. If you want to, while the top is drying, if you didn't already attach the head, you can go ahead and get it up in there. You can just glue or hand stitch the head onto the body. Here are 3 different bunnies that I finished. This is the small one I just did in this video tutorial. And he's got little pipe cleaners in the body, so you can move his arms and legs around a little bit. He's made of white fleece. And then this is a medium size. He's also made of white polar fleece with a pink rayon bow around his neck and a little scrap of pink sweater on his nose. This one has armature wire, so he'll actually be able to stand on his own. It's a much stronger wire than the pipe cleaners. And this one has no wiring, it's just a little softy, and it's made of a white fur that's actually a car cleaning cloth that I picked up at the dollar store. So less than $1 in materials to make the fur there, and that's the label if you want to try to find that at the dollar store. So 3 different versions of the same pattern in 2 different sizes. There's also a large size not shown. And that's it. That's how you make a little bunny on your embroidery machine. You can visit ballyhoocreations.com for this and other in-the-hoop designs for your embroidery machine. I'll leave a link down in the description box to the shop. It's at ballyhoocreations.com, where we have quirky characters for the inspired sewist.